Hey, what is up, guys? Celso here, and I hope you are spending this Easter in quarantine with your family. I know some of you will not be able to, but if you are alone in this Easter, don't worry, I got you. We're going to be best friends right now, okay? Also, guys, today we're going to talk about the potential harmful effects of cardio. So don't go around doing cardio before you actually listen to this video. You will not guess what we're going to talk about right now. Also, one more thing. If you're new, please subscribe, leave a like down below. It would mean the world to me. Okay, guys? Roll intro. Okay, guys, so in this topic of cardio, you need to first know something. Sometimes cookie cutter isn't what's best for you. Just because some of the big bodybuilder names or fitness influencers or very well-known people in the industry tell you that you should do slow cardio for extended periods of time doesn't mean it can actually apply to you, to your lifestyle. You need to understand that this video isn't for bodybuilders or physique the guys that compete at the physique shows. If, for example, they are trying to get below 10%, they might actually need to do extended periods of cardio. But that isn't you. I'm not also talking about marathon and ultra marathon runners. I'm also not talking about let me think. Not really remembering. What I'm saying is that there are always exceptions to the rule. But this video is for regular people that maybe want to get down to 11 and 12% body fat, to get a lean belly and to get some of them abs popping. I'm not talking about extreme competitors or elite athletes. And you need to understand that slow cardio for extended periods of time isn't very good for fat loss. Why? There is always a balance. Cardio isn't the only way. You need to think about your diet. If you are inducing a caloric deficit through your diet first, you need to think about resistance training, high intensity resistance training, because you cannot afford to lose your muscle while you are cutting down fat. It will actually compound and make it worse and more difficult for you to lose that fat. And also, you cannot just go around and do stupid amounts of cardio for 2 hours on a treadmill, because let's be honest, maybe you can do it one day a week, but you can't do it every day a week. You probably work, you probably have kids, you probably go to university, something that there are things that you need to do that don't allow you to be at the gym for that much time all days, you know? And that's the problem. You need to be consistent and you need to find sustainable solutions in fat loss. Okay? For example, running every day for 20 minutes at high intensity is probably very doable to you. Going for a walk for 2 hours and burning 1,000 calories at the gym and walking on a treadmill for 2 hours, probably not very sustainable because you only have 24 hours in a day. And there is also, like I said before, the resistance training aspect that you need to focus on. Because if you don't do high intensity resistance training, you will eventually lose muscle, okay? And you need to understand, yeah, of course, that if you do a textbook comparison between resistance training, weightlifting, and you pick cardio, yes, cardio burns more fat per session. Yes, it does, it burns more calories, for sure. But this isn't that black and white. You need to see the physiological benefits that resistance training brings you that cardio maybe leaves out of the table. And there are actually ways for you that to, during your resistance training, increase your heartbeat, make your training more intense, meaning that you burn more fat. There are, for example, these two ways. There are more than two ways, but for example, reducing the time you rest in between sets is a very good way, and doing supersets. Two ways that you can actually burn more fat and more calories during your resistance training. Something that you really need, and you shouldn't just focus on cardio. And also guys, one thing that you need to take into consideration if you are considering slow cardio, or if you just prefer steady state cardio over other forms of cardio, is that if you're doing slow cardio, you will not get the benefits of improving your cardiovascular system and your heart. Because when you do more intense cardio, you actually put strain on your heart and your cardiovascular system. And what it leads to is actually getting a bigger heart. A heart that will pump more blood with less beats, meaning you will have a smaller heart rate, and a heart that can actually just pump more blood, pump more oxygen to your bloodstream, and that will make it so that you are more efficient while working out and while running, and it will decrease the risk of heart diseases. These are intrinsic benefits that you cannot get from slow cardio. Yeah guys, also you need to understand that in fat loss, this is a combination of doing great resistance training in order to maintain your muscles, and maintaining your muscles is actually very relevant for you while cutting fat, because muscle burns fat. You burn calories in order to maintain your muscles. So if you are burning your muscles, you are burning a source of increasing your base metabolic rate. You need to induce the caloric deficit in your eating. You need to do this. If you are intaking 3000 calories and you burn 2000, even 2 hours on a treadmill will only leave you at baseline, and you will not gain or lose weight. You need to consider this. And also, slow cardio or chronic cardio, extended periods, isn't really effective. You need to consider all three of these pillars. Okay. Also, there's another thing that slow cardio, regular cardio, isn't very good at, and that is breaking your body out of homeostasis, meaning it actually fails at providing a stimulus, and your body will adapt to these extended periods of cardio. You need to always vary your workouts in your cardio and your intensity throughout your workouts in order to break your body out of that homeostasis. And when the body breaks out of homeostasis, it will try to bring itself back to where it was before it started the cardio session, the workout. And that actually burns more calories. Also, one thing before we leave, I talked about the lack of stimulus in your body and your cardiovascular system of chronic cardio, but there is also another thing. If you do crash dieting in combination with chronic or extended periods of cardio during all days, do you know what will happen? Your body will adapt. It will adapt to the caloric intake, and it will adapt to your chronic cardio regime, meaning that after a while you will plateau in your fat loss, and you will lose a lot of muscle that if you had maintained would help you burn fat. But yeah guys, this is it. These are just some key points to keep in mind, that slow, chronic, extended periods of time cardio protocols. Oh, one more thing before I forget. If you do like steady state cardio, do steady state cardio, okay? If it's something that will bring consistency to your training, do it, but increase the intensity, because some people really think that steady state cardio means slow or low intensity cardio. No, you can have a steady state in a high intensity, meaning that it stays steadily at a high intensity, or you can have a steady state cardio session that is low intensity and it steadily stays at a low intensity. If you like steady state better than HIIT or for example the high intensity interval training, just do steady state, but at least put yourself at a moderate pace or a high intense pace if you can. That will bring you the most benefits. But yeah guys, like I was saying, okay, these are just some things you need to consider. If I'm doing chronic cardio, will I be able to maintain it for a month, half a year, 1 year? Is it sustainable? Is it replicable? Can you do it every day? Can you do it 5 days a week? You need to think about it. Is it the most time efficient way to do it? I guess you'd say no. Is it the only way? No, it's not even the best way. So guys, I'm leaving you with this to think about. Peace.